Welcome to AI Visibility with 720 Media. I'm Taa Dixon, co-founder of 720 Media in Colorado Springs. Today we're exploring how modern search is changing and why businesses need to think beyond traditional SEO. More people are asking AI tools questions instead of browsing search results. That's where SEO, AEO, and GEO come together to form what we call the AI Visibility Framework here at 720 Media. Let's break it down.
Welcome to the deep dive. We are so glad you're here joining the conversation today.
Absolutely. We've got a really great one lined up.
We do, because we're talking about something that, well, it really affects all of you. If you're a business owner or you manage a brand, you've probably noticed that the way we search for information online has completely fractured.
Oh, yeah. It's evolved incredibly fast.
Right. It is no longer just about typing keywords into Google and crossing your fingers, hoping for the best.
Those days are officially behind us.
They really are. And that brings us to today's source material. We're looking at an incredibly timely article from March 2026.
Oh, really insightful piece.
Yeah, it was published by 720 Media. They are a digital marketing agency out of Colorado Springs.
Right, and it was written by their co-founder,
who has over 25 years of experience doing this.
which is wild. That's a lot of time spent blending digital strategy with real human-centered design.
Exactly. So our mission today for this deep dive is to explain what the article calls the new visibility stack for modern business owners.
The visibility stack, I love that term.
Me too. We're going to specifically decode three acronyms: SEO, AEO, and GEO. And we want to explore how they all work together to basically create your AI visibility.
Yeah, to set the context here, and this is why this matters so much to you, the listener, you have to look at how search used to work. Traditional search rankings relied almost entirely on links and authority.
Right, it was a popularity contest.
Yeah, it's like who has the most backlinks.
Yeah.
But today's users, they're getting their information through AI-generated answers.
Voice assistants, too.
Voice assistants, conversational search, all of it. So if a business isn't optimized for that specific type of AI retrieval,
they're virtually invisible.
they are invisible in this new era. The AI just bypasses them.
Okay, let's unpack this, because the 720 Media article breaks down these three core strategies really well.
Yeah, they lay it out perfectly.
So first up is SEO, search engine optimization.
The one we all know.
Right, the traditional foundation. This is all about helping websites rank in standard search engines like Google and Bing.
You still need that underlying architecture.
Right, you have to actually exist in the database. But then we move to the second acronym, which is AEO.
Answer engine optimization.
Exactly. And the source explains this is structuring your content specifically so it can be directly quoted.
Or used in AI-generated answers in featured snippets.
Right. It's about giving the direct answer, not a whole narrative.
And there's a third one, GEO, Generative Engine Optimization.
Which honestly sounds like science fiction, but it's very real.
It's very real. GEO is about ensuring your brand and your content are recognized by these massive generative AI systems.
The systems that pull from multiple sources to synthesize a response.
Right. They need to recognize you as a valid reference point.
What's really cool is how they all fit together.
Well, what's fascinating here is that these are not competing strategies. I think a lot of people assume they have to choose one.
Like, should I do SEO or should I focus on AI?
Exactly. Yeah. But it's a layered framework. AEO focuses on providing that exact specific quote.
The factual payload.
Right. And then GEO ensures the AI recognizes the brand as a valid entity to synthesize in the first place.
And SEO just maintains your traditional discoverability.
You need all three: the structural plumbing, the direct answers, and the macro level authority.
It's a total paradigm shift for how we build websites. And I loved this part of the source, the analogy they used.
Oh, the brochure analogy?
Yes. They said businesses need to stop treating their websites like digital brochures and start treating them like structured knowledge resources.
It is such a critical distinction.
It really is. Like, I was looking at a local commercial roofer's website a few days ago.
Let me guess. Beautiful drone footage.
Incredible drone footage. A super passionate About Us page.
Lots of marketing fluff.
So much fluff. But I couldn't actually figure out if they use a specific type of membrane on flat roofs without digging through 3 different pages.
And see, that's the whole problem right there. A human might eventually find that info if they have the patience.
A big if.
Right. But AI engines don't care about flashy marketing fluff. They don't have eyes for the drone footage.
They just want clarity.
They want clarity and structure. They need data they can easily parse.
So the source actually gives some really specific tactics for you to apply if you're listening and realizing your site is just a brochure.
Yeah, the tactical advice here is great.
First, they say to use question-based subheadings that match real user queries.
So instead of our services, it should be, what roofing materials do we install?
Exactly. Match the exact question. And then, and this is crucial, give clear, direct answers in the very first few sentences right under that heading.
Don't bury the lead.
Do not bury the lead. The AI doesn't want to hunt for it. You also need to break complex ideas into scannable sections.
Bullet points are your friend.
Very much so. And finally, reinforce your concepts with related terminology.
You're essentially building a web of context for the AI.
Right. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Building what the article calls answer-driven authority.
That's a great concept.
For the longest time, authority in the digital world was just about volume. Just publish, publish, publish.
Write 1,000 blog posts and hope you rank.
Exactly. But in the AI era, authority isn't built on just a massive volume of content.
No, you can't outpublish an AI anyway.
Right. It's built on clarity, consistency, and structured answers.
The steps the article lays out for this are so practical too. First, businesses really must identify the top questions their customers repeatedly ask.
The actual questions, not what the marketing team thinks sounds good.
Exactly. The granular stuff that comes up on every sales call.
Right.
Then you create dedicated content with practical, simple explanations to answer those specific questions.
Clean and structured.
And third, you connect those related articles through internal links.
So why does that matter so much to the AI?
Well, the underlying mechanism is trust. When your content consistently answers real questions, clearly, AI systems begin associating your domain with true expertise.
They see you as the authoritative node for that topic.
Precisely. You become a reliable source they can pull from without friction.
Which means a single random blog post just won't cut it anymore.
Not at all.
You really need a full content ecosystem.
FAQs, service pages, case studies.
Even video transcripts and micro content, all of it working together with your website acting as the central source of truth.
A fully linked ecosystem.
So what does this all mean for the business owner who is suddenly feeling overwhelmed by this?
I know it sounds like a lot of work.
It does. But the most actionable takeaway in the 720 Media article is actually pretty simple.
Turning everyday conversations into indexed visibility assets.
Yes, turning what you already do into content.
I absolutely love this strategy. It is so clever because you don't have to invent anything new.
You already have the material.
Exactly. The source lists exact ways to do this, like turning consultation notes into educational blogs.
Right. You just had a meeting with a client where you explained a complex process. Just format that into a post.
Yes. And extracting client questions from emails to build out your FAQs.
Which perfectly hits that AEO requirement we talked about earlier.
Totally. And the biggest one, using recurring sales objections to build comprehensive pillar pages.
Oh, a pillar page.
Yeah, if everyone is worried of the same exact risk when buying your service, build a giant structured page answering that exact objection.
And suddenly you've got this robust asset that AI engines love.
Because it's a real answer to a real human problem.
So to summarize the core takeaway here, the companies that will succeed in modern search aren't the ones publishing more content.
Definitely not.
They're the ones structuring smarter content. It's not a volume game anymore.
It's a precision game.
Right. And you really need that combination. SEO for the foundation, AEO to provide the exact answers, and GEO to ensure your brand is recognized as an authority by the generative models.
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, I think this shift is actually forcing businesses to be more authentic.
How do you mean?
Well, you have to be genuinely helpful now. You can't just rely on SEO tricks of the past keyword stuffing or buying cheap links.
Right, you can't fake a good answer.
Exactly. The AI knows if you have the factual structured data or if you're just full of fluff.
So it's actually raising the bar for quality across the board.
It is. But, this raises an important question. Yeah, building on what the source advises about avoiding marketing fluff and structuring content purely for AI retrieval.
Stripping away the excess.
Right. If businesses strip away all their marketing language to deliver only the clean, scannable facts that AI engines crave, how will brands maintain their unique voice and personality?
Oh, wow. That's a great point.
In a future dominated by GEO and AEO, will brand loyalty be driven by human connection or purely by who provides the fastest, most synthesized fact?
That is a fascinating tension. Do you become a robot just to please the robot?
Not exactly. Where does the human storytelling fit in when the machine just wants the bullet points?
That is definitely something to chew on.
It's a delicate balance to strike.
Well, as you go about your week, I want you to look at your own website.
Take a really honest look.
Yeah, ask yourself, is this just a brochure or is it a true structured knowledge resource?
It might dictate your visibility for the next decade.
It really might. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today.
It's been great.
We'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks for listening to this overview of the AI Visibility Framework. If you want to learn more about how SEO, AEO, and GEO work together, visit 720media.com. And if your business is planning a website redesign or marketing strategy this year, we'd love to help. Thanks for listening to AI Visibility with 720 Media, based in Colorado Springs.